92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that today's second date update involves probably the worst first date story we've ever had.
No. We had a girl poop herself in the back of a car.
Yeah,
He's right.
but I think this might be worse. We've had people get blown off and ditched on a first date. That happens quite a bit, more than you think, but we've never had anybody call in who got ditched 2 times on a first date by 2 different people.
Oh. But I guess kudos to you to having 2 different people set up for a first date in one night. No? I'm trying to find a silver lining already.
That's what her email said. I don't really know how it worked, but she got ditched by 2 different guys on a first date in the same night.
Huh.
Her name's Patricia. Patricia, what's up?
Hi.
Hey. You know what? We were going to do your second date update, but I got to run real quick. I'm sorry.
No.
That's cold.
How did you get ditched by 2 people on the same night?
So I matched with this guy from Tinder. So we decided to meet up and get drinks. And, I thought everything was going good. And he decides to go to the restroom. And like 10 minutes goes by, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I was like, well, at first I thought, well, is he okay? Like, 'cause sometimes, if you feel sick from something, it's really embarrassing to talk about that. So I texted him just to say, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Didn't hear back. So I was like, all right, well, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Has this happened to you a lot, Patricia? It sounds like you're like, all right, well, this has happened to me before.
No, I even ghosting is a thing that happens on text. So I was like, oh, real ghosting, cool.
Yeah, and that's like way worse than someone just not showing up for a date. Like that means they met you, they got the first impression, and they decided they didn't like it.
Yeah, salt in the wound.
Well, I will say it is brave for you to call and make this all public after it happened. So continue.
Yeah, so then I was going to stay positive, so I decided to hang out and, have a few more drinks and, enjoy myself. And I ended up meeting this other guy that I had already had plenty to drink. And the conversation is great from what I can vaguely remember. And I know we made out and exchanged numbers because I have this number in my phone.
And did you?
So were you just sitting there after your date ditched you, just kind of drowning your sorrows? Like, does anybody want to talk to me? Because my date just left.
I hadn't quite reached that point yet, but I was with the mindset like, I'm going to make the best of this. I'm not going to let him ruin my night, even though he's a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this great.
That's awesome. So did you approach this second guy?
Well, he approached me, which kind of helped my ego a little bit after that.
You needed that.
That could help.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the conversation was great. We exchanged numbers, but I don't remember a whole lot. I know he put me in an Uber, and I think his name was Pete.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so you don't even know his name.
I'm 60% sure that his name is Pete, but then 30% says Mark, and I don't know about the other 10%.
Well, the other 10% is just a wild card.
Yes.
Patricia, we've all had those nights where we don't remember somebody's name, but why would you want to follow up with them?
Well, but I do remember that the kissing was really good.
Oh.
Okay.
And, it's nice to, put someone in an Uber and make sure that they are safe. And, I remember having fun. I just don't remember his name.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that who you want us to call today? You want us to call Pete or Mark or Mr. 10%?
So I got 2 numbers. I have the number of the original guy, and his name's Oscar.
No, screw Oscar.
Okay.
Screw
So do
this
you want us
boy. You're not wasting our energy on him.
I have the number for Oscar, who is cute and funny, and I enjoyed spending time with, even though he ditched me. But then I also have the number for Pete. And, I liked both of them, and I would go out with either of them again.
So we've got 2 phone numbers for Oscar and another guy whose name might be Pete. So which one do you want us to call?
Maybe both.
Hey!
Wait a
Like-
minute. Yeah.
You want us to call one and ask him for a date and then call the other and ask him for a date?
Yeah, let's up these odds. It's a numbers game, right?
Okay, but wait, let's... So if the first one says yes, you still want us to call the second one?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
All right, screw it. We'll see what happens then. We'll play a song, come back,
All right.
and then call a bunch of people and try to get you a second date in your second date update, okay?
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, we're going to attempt to solve a mystery. Patricia's on the phone, and Patricia just wants a date with anybody.
I wish that wasn't true.
Actually met a dude on Tinder and hung out with him for a little while, but he ditched her in the middle of the date. He went to the bathroom and never returned. So she thought she'd make the best of it and hung out at the bar and continued to drink and just have a good time. And then she met another dude, and we think his name is Pete, but she was so drunk she can't really remember. They hung out for a little while, made out, and then she got in an Uber, and she hasn't heard from either of these guys since. So we have both of their phone numbers, and Patricia said, I really don't care who you call, just call somebody and get me a date. So I guess, Patricia, we're going to start with Oscar, the guy that you originally went on a date with. Is that okay?
Yes, that sounds great.
God, I do not want you to call this guy and ask for another date. He ditched you in the middle of a date. You deserve more respect than that. You realize that, right, Patricia?
Yes, but in his defense, we haven't heard his excuse yet. So like I said, maybe he got sick or something, or...
Yeah, because he didn't call and apologize to you or anything. So, okay, we're doing it, so it doesn't matter what I say.
Well, we're going to dial Oscar's phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone and find out the reason why he left you. And then if that doesn't work, we'll call the other dude, okay?
Right on.
All right, here we go.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in...
Did you guys dial the right number?
I dialed the number that you gave me.
What?
Wow.
Wait, he went so far that he disconnected his number?
What the heck?
What did you do in that first half of your date to scare this guy so bad?
I have no idea. I've never had someone change their number because of me. This is new.
Congratulations, Patricia.
Well,
I guess
good
we
thing
can try dude number 2,
The
mystery
backup.
man. Maybe his name is Pete. Do you want to try him?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. If his number's disconnected, then you need to give up on dating forever.
I might take a break, yeah.
Okay.
Are we just going to call him Pete? We're just going to gamble with that?
At this point, who cares? As long as somebody answers the phone, we'll just call him whatever. All right, here we go, Patricia. I'm going to dial his number now, okay?
Oh my god, I hope he answers.
I kind of hope he doesn't, making this the shortest second date ever. All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Pete, please?
Yeah, I'm speaking.
Your name's Pete?
Yep.
Awesome. What's up, Pete?
Hi. Who is this?
This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. How you doing?
Wait, what?
This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show. Have you ever heard of it?
Okay.
That doesn't answer my question. Have you heard of it before?
What's going on?
I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you. Her name is Patricia, and you met her at a bar a little while ago.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Oh, you
All
remember
right.
her?
Patricia told us about the night that she met you and said that she's been trying to get a hold of you, but you're not answering any of her texts or phone calls.
Well, yeah, I mean, what she did was pretty rude.
Was she super drunk?
Yeah, she was pretty tipsy, and, it just kept going.
How bad did it get?
I mean, it got pretty bad.
Did she puke on you?
No, there was no bodily fluids.
Oh. See, I'm already thinking, well, then that's better than I had pictured for you guys.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Is that the reason you're not calling her back, just she was too hammered?
No, I mean, we were talking, she told me this story about how some guy ditched her, and I felt pretty bad for her, so I was hanging out with her, getting to know her, and I guess she had reached a point where she was ready to go home, and she asked me to call her an Uber, and she left when the Uber came.
Okay. All this sounds pretty tame so far, Pete. I'm not
Were
outraged
you-
yet.
Were you just hanging out with her because you felt bad?
No, I mean, she was cute, and we were having a fun time.
Okay, so when did it go south?
Well, when she left, she never paid for the bill. What? She just left everything out on the table. Her drinks and the guy from before that ditched her.
Shut up.
Oh, that sucks.
That's a big tab.
But she probably just forgot if she was wasted. I mean, who hasn't wandered away from a bar and been like, oh, didn't realize I didn't pay for that.
I mean, she bolted out of that bar like she was on a mission.
Wait, so you think that she left you with the tab on purpose?
I don't know. It felt like that.
How much are we talking here?
It was expensive. Not something I was ready to pay for.
Oh, no.
So you didn't really intend on even going on a date that night, and you kind of wound up in a date situation, and then not only that, you had to pay for her drinks and some other dude's drinks.
You went on 2 dates, kind of.
Yeah, I went on 2 dates, and I didn't get any action from anybody. I didn't even meet the first guy.
Well, maybe you can get some action now because Patricia is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What? No.
Yep.
No.
Hi. Oh my God, Pete, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I did that. I was drunk, so I knew I needed to get home, which is why I was like, okay, I have to leave. And I am so sorry. Like, can I please make it up to you? Like, I can pay you back, or maybe I can take you out.
Yeah, look, it's pretty convenient now that I paid the bill for you to say all this, but it really put me in a hard place.
No, I really like you, and I would never, ever, if I was sober, do something like that. I am so sorry. I'm so embarrassed, you guys. I'm so sorry.
So this wasn't part of some master plan?
No, absolutely not. I legitimately had someone walk out on me on a tab, and I would never, I mean, I just have, but I would never in my life. I'm so sorry.
I would never, but I did it, but I would never do it again.
I don't know. I've heard of kind of cons like this happening before, and I'm easily scammed, so...
Oh, no.
Easily
Oh, my
scammed.
God. No, I want to make it up to you. Like, please let me make it up to you. Like, that's really awful. And I had that done to me, so I definitely wouldn't want to pass that bad stuff on to anyone else.
How do I know the first guy was even real?
Wait, so are you saying that you think she set the whole thing up, like being at the bar and there was no first date just to get you to pay for her tab?
Yes, it really felt like that. There was so much on that bill.
I would never, like, I'm not that crafty. I got left without a date. Also, why would I go on the radio?
She's bringing up some pretty good points, Pete. Like, I believe her.
And you know, Pete, I can vouch for her that she did go out with another dude and he ditched her in the bathroom.
How do you know?
Well, because we called that guy.
Well,
And does he want to pay for the bill?
Well, I don't know because the number that we have for him, it was disconnected, so we didn't really talk to him.
so we actually don't know.
What are you talking about? It was disconnected. I mean, this guy might not exist. You never talked to him.
Well, but I had a phone number.
None of this makes sense. She gave you guys a disconnected number and scammed me. I mean, it seems like this is all part of some plot of hers.
I'm starting to feel like I got worked over, too.
And maybe you guys are getting scammed.
He does have
Maybe.
a point.
Patricia, are you scamming everybody?
Okay, guys, well, I gotta go. I have a meeting.
What?
Patricia,
What?
Oh my God, she was totally taking us!
she did scam us.
Look, I knew it was a scam.
Oh my God, she was trying to get a free dinner out of us! Oh my God!
All right, so you were right then. She must have set it up to meet you at the bar and have you buy all her drinks.
And you just figured that out right now. I've been telling you, what is going on with this girl?
I don't know.
All right, well,
Whoa!
sounds like,
Stop her.
seems like you dodged a bullet then, Pete. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, that girl was nuts.
Nuts or she knew exactly what she was doing. The Pay for My Drink Bandit. It's a bad name, but we might be able to come up with a better one. Well,
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
text in at 78592 that says you guys should have given Pete a free meal. It's Brooke and Jubal. In the morning. Okay, I gotta explain. If people didn't hear today's second date update, listen, we've been scammed on this show a few times for second date updates. Sometimes people will make up a story just so they can yell at somebody. One time a guy made up a story about somebody who wasn't calling him back just so he could yell at somebody who didn't hire him for a job. Remember that? Well,
That's a creative way to do it.
it seems like we got scammed today because the woman that emailed us for a second date update, her name is Patricia. Everybody hates her on the text message board at 78592, by the way. Her name is Patricia, and she told us a story about how she went out to a bar with a guy, and then he ended up ditching her at the bar. So she tried to make the best of it and stayed at the bar and then met another dude and hung out with him all night. And then he wasn't calling her back. So she said, I don't really care. You can call both phone numbers. We called one phone number, and it was disconnected.
Yeah.
And then we called the other phone number of the guy that she hung out with after the dude who ditched her. His name is Pete. And we got him on the phone, and he said, I don't think she was actually there with anybody at all. She was just there to meet somebody to pay for all of her drinks, because when she left that night, she didn't pay her tab, and he had to pay for everything.
For even the first guy.
He didn't see her with anybody else at all.
Or she just drinks like a fish and eats a ton.
And then he confronted her and said, I think that you were scamming me to pay for your drinks. And she got very defensive and then hung up the phone on us. So I think that she was just trying to do a second date update because, you know, at the end of every single second date update, we always offer to send them out on a second date. And we usually do that with gift cards from the radio station for restaurants, not to pull back the curtain too much. But we're not really giving them cash to go out on dates. You know, we throw them a couple gift cards and go, have fun, you two.
There you go.
So I think that she was actually just doing it so she could get some free gift cards for dinner.
Crazy. At first, I was like, no way, she's this poor girl. Why would you accuse her of that? But then you think, we didn't ever talk to the first dude, and then she all of a sudden had to hang up, and it was like, wait.
Well, maybe she was just kind of weird and like kind of stalkerish, and maybe he did change his number to get away
Well,
from
it was
her.
disconnected, though, and somebody pointed out on our text message board at 78592 that nobody has a landline really anymore, and it was like a disconnected landline or something, so
I guess
she must have thought it through and found a number that was disconnected and said, okay, I'll tell them about this crazy date that I went on. They'll call that. That'll be disconnected. Then they'll get Pete on the phone, and I'll convince him to go out with me again so I can get a free dinner.
Wow, smart, rude, but smart.
Yeah, I was just really trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, like thinking, oh, maybe he just wasn't into her, so or like he gave her a fake number because he didn't want to really, like he wasn't into her and then left.
I don't even
No,
know.
I think she tried to scam us.
It does seem like it, yeah, I think on this one you're probably right.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back, or you can try to scam us out of a free meal. Whatever you want to do. Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week coming up in just a few minutes at 8:10.
Brooke and Jewel in the mornings.
You know, by giving me an 8 thumbs up, and if you haven't